Good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you may be, or good evening, or good night. This is Jen at Jen's Arty Inclinations, a place to create, share and play.
Hello. I was mucking about a bit this week with doing some clusters that I could adjust and add different colours to. And I thought, split pins. I love using split pins in my journals, and what an easy way to just add a different bit of colour. Like say this one I had some kind of a brown or earthy theme, then see I'm just adding a couple of earthy colours by using the split pin. So I thought we'd just make some of these today and see what you think, and I hope you join in and do some yourselves. But yeah, isn't that lovely on the edge of a page and with that little embellishment of a pin? I mean, a lot of us use buttons and we use stamps and all sorts of things on the top, and what an easy way to make a little feature. So to start out, I thought I'm just going to stamp some calico. I love calico. I have always loved calico. I love it when you rip it and you tear it, and it takes stamps really, really nicely. I chose just a subtle colour here. It's pumice stone, I think. It's a really light grey. I just wanted a little bit of an indication, a little bit of messiness even on the calico sometimes when it doesn't completely stamp well. But yeah, I love the torn edges of calico. I love the roughness of it. Like the rougher the calico, the better. It adds a really nice texture to any of your projects. I use it a lot to actually line the covers when I'm using cardboard or, a collaged cover for one of my, single signature notebooks that I make up. I'll often put calico on the inside and it gives the whole project a nice feel. And what else do I use calico for? Oh, it's great for ribbons. So if you tear strips and then stamp the strips, then you can actually make wonderful ribbons, which are great to actually not just use in your art projects, but also if you're wrapping gifts for other people. Wonderful to just quickly put a ribbon around, a soap or, a notebook that you're giving to someone, and voila, it's a handcrafted item. As you can see, I've just clustered together a few different coloured pieces and then putting the split pin through. So that's all I need to do there, and then I've got something for later. I think it's really cute. So I'm always looking at ways to use my scraps, and this was just another way. Here I'm putting a few long ones together. I quite like long clusters at times. They're nice on page edges or on the edge of a pocket that you put into a book, especially if you're using pages and different papers. Just adds a little bit of interest. And I don't know where I'll ever use this bright pink, but I could always change the colour of the split pin later. And it would be pretty cute, like let's say in a journal that had a 50s and 60s theme, or even an 80s theme, something lovely and vintage with 50s and 60s and polka dots and stuff. I think that would be very, very cute. So there's the next one already. And that paper on the top, it's just a little bit of, what do you call it? Those pieces of paper that you use just to wipe your brush off when you're doing painting or backgrounds. That's all that was. This next little feature piece on the top there, that's the edge of a digital that I cut out that had some lovely, I think it was from a mono prints, but had some lovely houses, and that's the edge of the house. So a little bit of vintage paper in the background, a little bit of calico on the top, and that's, just a very basic cluster. Pretty cute, and I was really happy that the hole punch punches through all the layers, including the calico, which is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I didn't think it would do that, so it made me even more excited about having adjustable clusters. And the reason I did this is my clusters are starting to build up a little bit, and I realised that part of that is that I'm making them probably not generic enough, but then you've got to fuss about with them a lot if you want to add something to them. So what I thought was I can have different coloured paper to put on the back of a cluster to bring it in to a particular project, or I could also have little adjustable clusters. So that's kind of what made me come up with this. And look, let's face it, I'm making myself sound very, very clever here. In reality, I just really like using split pins. I believe you call them brad pins in other places overseas. But yeah, I just really love using them. I used to always try and steal my mum's split pins. My dad and I were talking about how I always used to muck about with paper and anything to do with paper all my life. Paper and sticky tape was the thing I was most renowned for. This was really nice because this looks like a button, so it kind of looks like how I do some of my other clusters with a button on top, but it's a split pin, and so you can change it and add to it. It would also be really cute in the middle of a flower inside a book that you could, have a wheel under it to turn things around. My head's kind of thinking it probably doesn't translate when I'm describing it rather than showing it, but I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, here's another little bit that I put together that just had a torn bit of a digital from somewhere with a ticket, or was it a real ticket? Look, I'm not really sure. Lots of fussing and faffing, so quick. I made up, I don't know how many in the end, half a dozen, almost a dozen, less, more, not really sure. Here's some of them that I put together, but I actually ended up doing more. But within, 10 minutes, I had a whole stash. I'd basically replenished my stash. Doing it this way just was so super quick, and I thought, wow. And with a split pin, you don't actually have to do a hole. That just will make these last a little bit longer. But as I'm putting it into my book, I can just open the split pin, and you can usually just very easily pierce the paper. Here I'm just inking the edge just to give a little bit of differentiation. This is actually some ruled paper that I'm putting on top of the calico on a lovely long strip of book page that I'll just tear the bottom off there in a minute. I really like these long clusters, and I think I'm repeating myself. I repeat myself a lot now, but I love these long clusters. They're great for all kinds of projects in your book. They're great to fill spaces. Sometimes all you need is a cluster on a page, and then just have a little border. It can just be part of a little border, and then you've got a lovely writing space in the middle of it for somebody to use. I use a lot of my own for actual writing. Yeah, you've got a lovely little writing space that people can use in the middle, and a little bit of interest around the edges. I think one of the great things about junk journals is you have lots of interest through it. So I like it when there's lots of texture, there's lots of interest, there's lots of different things that you can actually put together. I feel like that is an automatic prompt on the page when you're writing. So whether you're making some notes, like doing a shopping list to go out today, or you're doing a drawing, or you're wanting to do some writing and journal something, here are the final little pieces, just a bit of a closer look. And look at the labels that I did. I thought they were really cute to have some clustered labels all set up as well. I really hope you enjoyed. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, and to everybody who comments, and to everybody who likes my video. So if you liked my video today, please remember to click the thumbs up. Please leave a comment. I'd love to know what you think, and I'd love to know how you do your clusters. You can like and subscribe below, and as always, keep creating. See you next time. Bye.